Peace and love, family. Peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened coming back again with some more spiritual vittles. And today I'm going in on what's the highest level of consciousness. This is a good one, family. This is a good one because a lot of humans don't even know what the highest level of consciousness is in our earthly domain. The highest level of consciousness that I feel and that I know is the sun. It's the sun. If we didn't have the sun, we all would die. There's a consciousness that resides within the sun that we're not taught about. We think that the sun is something that we revolve around. But all the ancients knew. All the ancients that created mathematics, science, all these things that we use today knew that the sun and the moon both revolves around us within our earthly domain. And this is true. You can believe it or you don't have to. Doesn't matter because it's true. And the reason why the sun is the highest level of consciousness that we see in our reality is it gives us everything we need. Warmth, fire, light. All the light that you see outside is from the sun, whether you can see the sun or not. Even the light bouncing off the moon is the sun. Fire. Even though this is a candle in my home, the fire, the same source that this fire comes from, is from the sun. You know, before we start doing solar work, I'm a solar adept. I'm one of the over 189 students of Dr. Mitchell Gibson that was able to get the sun to blink. Before we started working with the sun, we were working with candlelight. We would just sit there for hours just staring at candlelight, recording it. It was like, not a pendulum, but we used it as like a form of divination. And we would stare at it, ask it questions, see if the light moved to the left, if to the right, without speaking. In our mind, through our pineal, we're talking to the flame. And the flame started doing wild things, amazing things, divine things. And we started recording it because there were beings coming in flames and all type of things that my family was sharing. It was really amazing. But after we connected with the flame, with the fire from the flame enough, our master decided that it was okay for us to start working with the sun. And again, once the sun sees you as a divine conscious soul, it will respond by blinking. There's a consciousness that exists within the sun that is you. And once you wake up that consciousness, it starts to blink. The sun will, just like a flashlight, on and off. It'll turn this golden yellow, golden orange, deep rich orange, red, and blink off and on. And depending on how happy you are, the more it will blink. I recorded it, my wife recorded it, my daughter recorded it, over 189 of us have recorded it. And when you zoom in, when you pause the video and you zoom in on the sun, you'll see code within the sun. Different type of, not like hieroglyphics, but different code. My code looks different from my wife's. My wife's code looks different from my daughter's. There are certain family members, spiritual family members within our spiritual group that have the same code. And that's how you can determine who your spiritual family is. It's pretty deep and it's amazing. You won't be able to pick it up with the naked eye, but when you use your phone, you will be able to pick it up. The naked eye is in the illusion with us or the matrix with us. It will fool you. It will convince you to see what you're programmed to see. But the phone isn't. That's why they had the phone in the Matrix. I thought it was ironic that they had the phone as the portal to go in and out of the Matrix. And we, and my spiritual family, use the phone to capture divine things that you can't see with the human eye. The human mind can't process or understand the divine. It just can't. Because we've been brainwashed and coerced for hundreds, if not thousands of years to believe in something that's not really real. And what that does is it takes the mystique and the power away from real divine things. It takes it away. So when you see something divine, your ego will shut it out and be like, that's not what you see. You didn't see that at all. You would second guess yourself. And how often do you think divine beings will come present themselves to you if you're always denouncing them? Once you raise your level of consciousness up to a certain level, raise your vibration enough to a certain level, beings will come see you. They will come meet up with you, talk with you. They'll come to you in your dreams first to test you out. All you have to do is ask. Enough humans don't ask for things in this reality. We don't ask the sun to be on time every day, but it's there. There's something magical about the sun. It's the highest form of consciousness in our earthly domain. One thing that you can do to raise your vibration, to raise your level of consciousness, is take in sunlight. All the ancients knew, the Mayans, all the ancients knew about taking in sunlight. And that's what they did well. They did well. And they left us signs to do the same thing. We've been taught and told that it's wrong, but what's wrong with taking in something that's giving you light anyway? You know? You can raise your consciousness, raise your vibration. You'll become more intuitive. You will evolve as a person. You'll just start getting divine ideas. You know? All you have to do is give it a shot. Go outside, close your eyes, and just take in the sunlight. And just take in sunlight. Plants are the highest vibratory thing on this planet. They take in sunlight to grow. They get everything they need from the sun. We do too. But we've been taught to eat food and things like that. But we don't even really need food. There's been tests done. People have gone over years without eating. You ever heard of breatharians? They're out there. Look them up. Look them up. The more you start raising your vibration, the more you start taking in sunlight, the less you'll need to eat. Because you're getting more nutrients from the sun. But that's one thing that I've known to be true. I've used it. I'm learning it. And I'm not going back. That's why I have a representation of the sun on my altar. I have Ra on my altar. You always want to have something on your altar that represents the sun, represents the creator, and something that represents you. A lot of people don't set themselves up for spiritual success. They're taking care of everyone else, but they're neglecting themselves. When you expound on your consciousness and expand your consciousness, you realize that you need to eat too. So I set myself up for success in a spiritual life, just the same way the ancients did. So I want you guys to start out with a candle. When you're at your altar, just staring at the candle. Ask it questions. I don't want you asking it questions like this and you're blowing the flame. Ask it with your mind and see what the candle does. Give it a shot for 30 days. I always do things for 30 days. If I don't get good results, but I feel as if I need to go longer, I will. After 60 days, I'll try something different. There's no rush when you're on the spiritual path. The spiritual path results are old school. You can't update spiritual results. It doesn't work like that. The computer's blinking, saying doo-doo-doo. Every time I say something real impactful, something comes up. That's the divine. I don't know if it is. It could just be somebody asking me a question or something. But on that note, family, I just want to wish you peace and love. The new year's coming up. It's the end of 2018. I made some videos out there about mantras. I really want you guys to go out there and listen to those divine prayers. I made a video on the Nisa Vajaya Dharani. I say it 7 times. I made another video about the Anamakoa, the miracle prayer or the healing prayer. I say that 21 times. And I also say the body of light mantra. I got all those mantras and prayers out there. I want you to listen to them. You choose which one you want. I want you to listen to them at least once a day for 30 days and see how it changes you, how it elevates your consciousness. My goal is to plant seeds of consciousness out there for people to feast off of so they will grow. I want you to go back, listen to those prayers at least once a day for 30 to 60 days. Then work on memorizing the prayer. Okay? So on that note, family, peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened, and I'm out here winning.